Yo, it's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy. Big Vibe, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, y'all? I got something for y'all, man. If y'all ain't got over to my community wall yet, I advise y'all to get over to that community wall, man. I advise y'all to get over to that community wall. What's up, Alexander? What's up, Courtney Love? We finna talk about it. We finna talk about it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We finna talk about it. Let's hear what this pastor got to say. Y'all want to hear what this pastor got to say about? How many we got in here? Let's see. Trying to see how many we got in here. Aaron, what's up with it? Oh yeah, we finna talk about that. Yes, sir. We finna talk about the hypocrisy in this. I guess only if you rich. This only matter if you rich, right? It only matters if you rich. Well, y'all hear what this man? Listen to what this man. Hold on. We. Come on, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that. But man, y'all listen to what this man. Listen to how this pastor talk. This situation, this pastor is from Des Moines, Iowa. The pastor is from Des Moines, Iowa. Um, uh, let's see. This is. Let's go. Show y'all community. Wow. Let's see. Go live. Community wall. This is what this is about. This is what this is about. 63-year-old pastor marries 18-year-old girl after she graduated from church school. Then he was talking crap. The guy was actually talking smack. And I had it pulled up. Oh, he gotta get he's finna get a lot of stuff off his chest. I see we got 11 people in here, man. Let's get 9 more people up in here. Let's get 9 more people in here. 9 more people, man. I know Big Vibe can get 9 more people in here, man. Man, it's Big Vibe, man. Let's get 9 more people in here. Let's get 12 more likes. Come on, man. 9 more people, 12 more likes, man. So we can get to it. Let's get to it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That's what the pastor say. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he talking crap. Don't worry. This is Reese's story, right? Yeah. Yes, it is. Well, it was recent as of 2022. This was back in March of 2022. Uh yeah, this pastor say this school people, people worry about the money. He say this school it takes 17. He said this pastor say it takes $17,000 a month to fund this school. That means pay his teachers, everybody. He say these people only pay like 300 some dollars per family to come to this school. And he say most families don't even have the $300 to pay. So what is he saying? Let's see what he's saying. Come on, man. Let's get to this, man. Let's get to this commentary, man. I guess I can't get 8 more people in here, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I can't get 8 more people in here. I ain't talking about none, I ain't talking about none, you know. I guess I ain't on here calling people out their name, you know what I'm saying, degrading women, you know what I'm saying. So I guess I ain't worth 8 more views, man. But let's get to it.
And then half the folk that go to the school, they don't even pay. And talking about a money scheme, where is it at? So I have put my money into the school, the studio, to try to keep alive what my mother and father started. So I'm feeling some kind of way today on my father's birthday.
Now, y'all, listen to how this man is about to talk about other pastors. This dude, this for a pastor, man. This pastor right here is off the chain.
And just something about it that today of all days, I ain't with it. And then we got a preacher down in Houston running his mouth as a homosexual. Oh yeah, let me just get on out of here now. Why aren't you talking about that? Why aren't you talking about same-sex marriage? The Bible says that marriage is honorable. So if you let the devil trick you, and then somebody talking about they agree because they was molested as a child. I didn't molest you.
Do y'all hear this man? Do y'all hear this man? He calling these other pastors. He calling people out, boy.
How do you think all these kids love me?
He said, "Why do you think all these kids love me?" Mm.
I am a protector of children. So everybody that's connected, they know the truth. think we have all these folks sitting up in this church? So all these folks gonna sit up there in the church and know and still stay here. You alive on the pits of hell. So today,
yes, he's still a pastor.
My father, he gonna preach today.
He's still a pastor, Alexander.
And then we're going next door, and we're gonna have a celebration for my father. And I don't know what kind of Reed blood. Some of these folk got the last name Reed. There's something wrong with them. I'm trying to figure out when I was sending you all that money every time you asked me. And all the cars I bought for graduation, I paid cash and gave it to your child. The devil is a mess. And the devil get in folks.
Yes, he do.
Just like God used folk, the devil uses people.
Exactly. What's up, J-Rock? What's up, Creepy T?
Yeah. So if you trying to remove me, you better talk to God. Because he the one putting me here. And ain't nobody got no power but God. See, they done sent me some stuff about the fella down in Houston running his mouth. And they say, Bishop, and I don't even know these folk. Here.
The pastor down in Houston talking about him marrying the 18-year-old girl that graduated from his church school.
Put this out there on him. I said, no, I ain't going to do it. But I got to say this little something here today. So y'all can calm down. Because y'all want to get out the gate. So I don't want y'all to get out the gate. Let me just sprinkle this and move on. But don't let the devil fool you now. And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan. Talking about what you going to do if you see her. Well, you will see me on the news. let me just tell you that right now.
He got a wife named Jordan.
What you going to do if you see her? You better walk by and say, praise the Lord.
The fools say they see his wife. He said they better walk by and say, praise the Lord. Oh, man, this dude crazy, man. This dude crazy.
That's what you better do. Because that's my wife. And she grown. She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. Now, if this was...
He's laughing. Like, this man is literally just laughing like, you know, he's rubbing it in. He's really rubbing it in.
Out in the streets, I'll be saying she made a come up. But you a hypocrite.
Hold on, let's see what he got to say right there. Let's see what he got to say right there.
If this was out in the streets, y'all be saying she made a come up.
Hold on. Let's go back a little bit.
She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. Now, if this was out in the streets, y'all be saying she made a come up.
Right, Alexander.
But you a hypocrite. Don't you forget the Bible say marriage is honorable. And the Bible said when you find a wife, you find favor with God, honey. I found some favor with God. And we sleeping good at night. Ain't nobody up all night worrying about all these crooks. But I felt I need to say that because somebody talking about what they're going to do if they see you. I'm telling you now, don't let the devil fool you. Because I ain't the one to play with. I get on the other side here. Wish you would. Yeah, you can be the pastor. Yeah, me. It's just too far. It's too far. You start threatening bodily harm, that's a problem. And please don't come over here because everybody in here is packing over here.
This dude is gangster. This dude is gangster.
Come over here showing out. I'm asking you nicely as I know how.
Is this a church or a gang organization? He said, y'all come over here, everybody up in here packing. This dude run this church like it's a gang organization.
Now, had to get that off because see y'all, you start talking about you talking about you gonna do something here when you see her. Oh, you done went too far now. You done went too far. And I want you to know you didn't go on too far. I ain't gonna do no whole lot of talking. But I'm gonna send a warning out there. Don't you put your hands or try to put your hands on that lady right there. And they got this lie out that my father was forcing folk to get married. You a lie. You jumped up in front of the church when he asked who wanted to get married, and you jumped up. You could have said no, like a whole lot of other folk did. So at some point, you got to come to yourself and realize the devil using you. And then made a statement talking about is what a reason to start a school because of lesbian and homosexual. I don't know no better reason to start one. Folk can't even go to school in peace without being approached by somebody. So So this man that's getting ready to preach here, he had the people in view trying to protect your child. So yeah, that was a good reason to start a school. That we don't believe in same-sex marriage. We believe they need to get saved.
What's up, Miss April Shower?
But
What's
we're
up,
not gonna let
Lexington?
you do what you want to do.
What's up, Warren?
The Bible said that a man shall not lay with a man like you do with a woman, and a woman ain't got no business laying with another woman like she would with a man. Why ain't y'all stirred up about that? All you good Christians that's in a corner on that subject, why aren't you raising up about same-sex marriage? God said it wrong. You ready, Sister Hill? Lights, camera, action. The next voice you will hear is that of the founder of this church, presiding Bishop Jeremiah Reed.
That's crazy, huh? That's crazy, huh? Do y'all think that's crazy? I'm gonna open up the chat line in case anybody want to come and speak their opinion. Anybody want to speak their opinion? Anybody want to speak their opinion or got something they want to bring to the chat? But y'all already know the next thing we're gonna be going to, because today I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it today. Get it today. See if somebody gonna hit the link. Hit the link. Hit that link. Don't worry about it. Hit that link, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Hit that link, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. The link is right there. Everybody gonna hit the link? Now, what I do say is, you know, this is more of a situation where, you know, some people may deem morally wrong, and you know, some people may look at it different. You know, morally, some guys will feel like, oh, I'm not going to date a girl that's 18 and this guy's 63. You got some guys that are in their maybe late 20s, early 30s that may feel like they don't want to date a girl that's 18. But you have some guys, you know, But does that make it wrong? If a guy 63 years old married, is it wrong that a guy 63 years old married a female that is 18? No, it's not wrong, but morally, I wouldn't do that. But is it wrong? So what we have to do is sometimes, we have to understand morally we may not do certain things. That doesn't make it wrong that some guys may do. Now, do I agree with it? No, I don't. What's up, Sharice? What up with it, J Rock? What's up, Midas? I know you ain't got who that is on your avatar, man. I'm finna get
Yo, you know that's Obama, man. What up, Big Vi?
What's up with it, Mike?
What up, Big Vi?
Man, what y'all think about the video, man? What y'all think about the situation, bro? With with the hypocrisy in a pastor marrying a 63-year-old pastor marrying an 18-year-old girl versus a 50-year-old singer marrying dating an 18-year-old girl.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I came on a little bit late. I just saw the video popped up, and I think I caught like the last bit of it, so I didn't know what the video was or the context of it. So that's why I was trying to get the facts on that before I really spoke on it.
It's in Des Moines, Iowa, a 63-year-old pastor, his mom and dad, they founded a church school. The pastor of the church school, which is probably his mom and dad parents, which is his church school now, he ended up marrying a member of the school that was graduate. I guess she graduated because she 18. So he married one of the students that were 18 years old coming out of the church school. God dog, I got my big bro David on here, man. Man. Oh yeah, it's lit. What up, David?
Hey, what's up, man? Hold on 1 second, man.
All right.
That's my boy David from last time, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good peoples, man. Respect, bro.
Good people, man. Yeah, so that's what it's about, J Rock. I don't know if he groomed the girl. I don't know the details to that point, but they was making an issue about it because it was his school and he ended up marrying one of the girls that graduated from the school. But he said people didn't have that same type of energy when he was buying their children cars and different things when they graduated. But when he married one of these young ladies, everybody was upset about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You go ahead and let the other brothers chime in first because they may have seen the whole video from the beginning and they may have a little bit more of input on it than me at this point. I just listen to everybody.
Everybody introduce yourself one at a time. There's J Rock that was just speaking. Let everybody know who in here talking.
Yeah, what up, J Rock, man? Respect, yo. This is Midas Spade. I just be on here every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Supporting Dream Team, Dana J, Big Vi, David on his building, yo. So yeah, respect.
Oh. Respect Midas Spade. It's all love.
Yeah, J Rock. Yo,
Brother David out of the chat from the chat. Yeah. So I see everybody got they picture block.
Avatar.
Yeah.
All right. You go ahead, Midas, man. Let us get your input, man.
Man, I personally think that the homosexuals are trying to make sure these women are as unprotected as possible when Antifa starts running through the streets. Because nobody complains when these 18-year-olds become strippers. Nobody complains when they're out there on OnlyFans. Nobody complains when they're doing videos, lewd, naked, modeling all across the world, selling themselves in Dubai. They only complain when they're marrying a black man.
Wow.
And these women are going to need protection.
That's a tough statement right there.
That was a deep one.
Respect, brothers, respect. I don't know how anybody else sees it, but I'm seeing a lot of unprotected women just out here and about to get rioted. Like in Ohio, they already started. So I'm just thinking they're trying to get the kids.
All right, we passing brother David. You got it. You got the flow, David.
Well, you know what, Val? I just popped on. I ain't even get a chance to really hear what y'all talking about. But as far as the 18-year-old girl, grooming or whatever, man, I don't know what to say about that. I know 18 is legal, in all 50 states. So, I mean, man, you can find fault with anything. You know what I mean? So, you got pros and cons of everything. So, I don't know.
And that's what I say. I say, morally, we as men, independently, we all have our different morals. We may have some morals that may be the same, but we also gonna have morals that differ, right? So morally, me as a 40, 50-year-old man, I may say, well, I don't want to date a girl that's 18. But that doesn't mean another 40 or 50-year-old man don't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But does it make it wrong? No, it doesn't make it wrong because the girl is legally 18 years of age, but morally, I choose to not do that. And I think a lot of times with people, with us as people, with people in general, our emotion, the emotion of certain things, if we don't morally agree with it, takes over the facts of the matter. Is that this girl was 18 years old when she married this man.
That was an interesting point that you brought up, especially the part about when you said that the family didn't have a problem when he was spending money and buying cars and everything else. Now he marries, and now it's an issue because that financial aspect. A lot of people, some people try to say, well, it's not about the money, it's about the moral. I'm like, look, one of the biggest lies I ever told is it's never about the money.
It's always
about the money somewhere down the line.
We seen that with our brother Kels, man. You feed them, and then there is the part about Kels feeding the situations he was in, where those people got greedy. They didn't want to be fed no more. They wanted to feed themselves.
That's always gonna happen.
So
that's always gonna happen.
All the time, man. So I came across the story because it was put out in 2018. It was put out this year, 2022, back in March. So my whole thing is, I look at a lot of stuff like this that doesn't make headlines, but I'm asking myself, what do you have to be for certain stories to make headlines? Do you have to be a celebrity? You know what I'm saying? Do you have to be a certain status of a celebrity? What does it that makes? What do you have to do to make headlines? I mean, because we see with our brother Robert, these girls, if they weren't 18, 1, 2, 3, Midas, J Rock, David, what can we all agree on? They all lied and pretended to be 18.
And they had documents to prove it.
Documents.
That trick to court.
Trick to court and trick off police officers as well.
A lot of y'all brothers don't know, right? Because I mean, if you out there around the youth and stuff like that, like some of these girls will straight up stalk you. Like y'all don't really understand. Like these young girls, they need guidance. They need a lot of guidance.
Most definitely.
And some of them may want to think that they run things or whatever, or they're better off independent. But a lot of them just want a man to protect them because they see some things coming down the pipeline. And I've been seeing this for a couple of years now. I don't really talk to too many people right now, and I just be watching it. My last shorty was young. You know what I'm saying? And she lied to me on her age. But she was still legal, and her parents went along with the lie. So you don't even understand, like, the game these people playing with these youth right now. You have to get to the stage about, okay, marriage at 18 is good. You should be able to go to a church and say, look, I'm looking for a wife that's going to be a real wife, not these crazy ladies out here who are talking crazy and giving you back chat. Like, you want peace when you come home, you want to know your budget is good. They will spend everything on weave, nails, and they're lost. A lot of our older women are lost. We're gonna have to like get to a point where we can start getting wives, man. 'Cause a lot of men just got chemically castrated too. It's sick. This game is deep. Respect, man.
You want to know what's so ironic? If you really think about it, you've had this whole "I'm independent and I don't need a man" narrative that been pushed for the better part of about 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden it's starting to look like the chickens are now starting to come home to roost, because now everybody's talking, because I think the pandemic showed that. Talk about I'm independent and I don't need no man. Boy, them jobs started falling by the wayside. Some of them went by themselves, and then some of these women that were single mothers, now all of a sudden they're like, well, maybe I was wrong. Now I do need a man for X, Y, Z, because now you're starting to see a whole lot of other social media posts with women say, no, I do need a man. I need a man for this. I need a man for that. And I think that reality is starting to really hit them now.
Right. And I always have said, and I'm gonna let Brother David speak after I make this statement. Like, I don't see why do we have to belittle the man to uplift the woman? It doesn't make any sense. See, since the women rights, since the time of women rights, women work rights, they have always made the women, only black women now. So we got to make this clear. Why do they only push it into black women's head that they are equal to the next black man, other than a helpmate to the next black man?
Man, that's the agenda, the separation, between the man and the woman, and that's going to affect the children. So, like somebody said earlier, the whole thing is against the kids. They had the kids, and so in order to get the kids, you got to remove the strong man, which is the father, the man, confuse the woman, like they doing in man, we know what it is, right?
Right. And
Yeah,
it's
right.
so crazy that it is our people, you know, it's crazy, right? Us as brothers, right? We can be somewhere out and we can hear one of our brothers call a black female a hoe, right? Or, and there's no disrespect. Just like we hear females talk to each other, what do they refer to each other as? The B
Mm-hmm.
word, right?
Mm-hmm.
They call each other that in conversation. But if you
Mm-hmm.
say that, guess what? Oh,
It's a fight.
it's a fight, right? But if the government say that and blame the black man, it's all right. If the government use you as a garden tool, it's all right. But if the black man tried it, it's a fight.
Yeah. Well,
Facts.
Yep.
And there's no disrespect against no women that's out there that's understanding what's going on. But it's a lot of these women, a lot of young women, and not just young, older women, which we seen in the R. Kelly case with some of the older women that was involved in his case. They were willing to be used as a garden tool by the government, but they was treated and put on a pedestal by this celebrity who afforded them a lifestyle they would have never been able to live if they stayed in the environment that they came from.
Yep, that's true. Especially if you take a look at it. But see, the media has always had a role in splitting up, especially when it comes to black man and black woman. There's always been the media has always had some type of role in that. I can point out 3 movies in particular that will reinforce this point. One of them, we all know, The Color Purple. That's movie number 1. Movie number 2 was another movie involving Oprah Winfrey called The Women of Brewster's Place. And number 3, and we all know it because it came out in the mid-90s, Waiting to Exhale.
Mm.
Those are the main 3 movies that was driving that point for a long time. And those are 3 of some of the biggest movies that's quoted in our own community.
Man, that's crazy, man. Why?
They say as far as what? As far as what now? As far as what you saying with that? Those three movies. Say that again. Those three movies again. What you say about that?
Those three movies are three of the prime examples of how media can be used to push a wedge between black men and women.
Okay. Yeah, and Oprah would be in the middle of that.
Exactly.
David called that.
Oprah with all her slave movies, man. And
Right.
I was just thinking, man, a lot of the culture, a lot of the increase that we see in and with the LGBTQ movement and everything, a lot of that started with Oprah. Because she would have a lot of people on her show that was introducing ulterior lifestyles and through conversation.
Right.
So she was making a lot of people feel more comfortable, and under the guise of learning about stuff, right? But at the same time, she was like, just putting it on more people's minds. Like, I've just said she was very instrumental in where we are, especially with Barack getting elected. And I'm just saying that's tied to, with the I feel like with the LGBT whatever community, right?
Big community.
that Oprah and Barack was definitely instrumental in where they are today. That particular group.
Right.
So,
and it's crazy that we only could be the face to us. We could only be, our culture could only be used to be the face to something that we don't benefit from, that only destroys our community, right? It's just like the crack epidemic, right? We know that the Caucasian was on it way before we ever even knew what it was. But who became the face of the crack epidemic? Our community.
Yeah.
What's going on right now with women rights? Who benefited the most from women rights? The white people. But who became the face of it? The color women with welfare and all of that. So every time they want to push an agenda, they benefit from it, but who becomes the face of it? Who do it affect the most? It affect our culture, the men in our culture, because they willing to take care of the woman. Why are they willing to take care of the woman? Because the woman could breed, she can reproduce.
Exactly.
She can reproduce. They don't care about the man. They don't need 1 million men for 1 million women to reproduce. They can have 1 million women and 500,000 men. They don't care, or less than that.
Well, if you study it, Big Vibe, they did the same thing with white men, because these white dudes that we see nowadays are emasculated. There's no Rocky, there's no Schwarzenegger, there's no, you know what I'm saying? Roots was fake. Like, they've been programming our society for like 60 years, from what I'm seeing. From like around 1965, 1964. And in 1965, they allowed the Africans to come in and start owning our neighborhoods. Around that time, too, they started letting the Jews come in to own our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about how the rights go up, they use black to women to trans. Everything is about castrating the male and turning us into a trans race. It's Luciferian. At the base of it, everything is about like those who worship Satan and those who don't. That's why they will never want our women married. They don't want to see heterosexual couples. They want to try to mix the colors as much as possible, even though nobody really wants it. White men want white women, black men want black women. Not by nature. But because we can't find feminine women, we got to look outside.
But who are the most? Who is the most submissive though? The white woman.
Facts. And that's but we can't say that.
So? Wait. Y'all think that the white woman is more submissive?
I mean, it to their party, not to us, but to their people. Now I'm not gonna say they
even to us, bro. Even to us. I got friends who live overseas. They get taken care of, yo. Like
I mean,
no argument.
I never dated outside of my race. But what you see, most of them, what do? They stay at home moms, or if they work, if they want to work, whatever. But
Yeah, that's true.
they don't have a problem if they husband say, "I'm gonna take care of you." You just do this. But then you have, some about. I mean, I hate to bring up the situation with, what's the guy, Michael B. Jordan, who want to be married and have kids, but this woman who said that she originally said that what she wanted, and then she got offered that, and then she didn't want it.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying about that big vibe, but that example there, you almost got to kind of consider the source. And she got a mother who has been rumored to being to let's say she got around more than Tupac, basically. Because you go from dating one dude that was head of a drug cartel, drug plug that stretched from Memphis to Houston, to get with his cousin. Then you turn around, you leave that, you get with Steve Harvey bodyguard, then you get with Steve Harvey himself. I mean, she been, you talking monkey branching like hell. She been pulling that. So
I did not know all that.
Oh yeah. So,
that sounds like Mike Epps with on Friday After Next when he asked his dad, "Who the fuck is this?" He's like, "This is Sugar's sister." They say the sister, cousin or something. He's like, "God damn, Dad, you gonna catch VD."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But
that woman has been around, bro. She has been around. So her daughter has seen it, has seen something, and I bet you anything that her mama probably put her up to a lot of this. And especially if she said, "Girl, you don't need to settle down with Michael B. Jordan. You 25, you still in your prime. You need to go ahead. You can still go ahead and date, go around, have fun, whatever the case may be." But what's the likelihood that she's gonna come across another dude like Michael B. Jordan?
Because I heard she's attracted to rappers. She have a thing for rappers, so we know.
Well, she was with Future.
What innocent rapper out there you know? At least they don't sound like it in their songs. OG David. And also David, man, I was put on to it, but what happened out there your way today, man? I caught a little bit of it, but not a lot of it.
What you talking about?
Yeah, the shooting.
Man, I just heard about it too, man. All these firecrackers popping, man. I just been close to the crib, man. I don't know. I'd be suspect, man. I'd be thinking, all the numbers be crazy, man, because I don't know, man, if I believe it all. I can't say it ain't happening. I just don't be seeing the shit, man. To me, some of that shit be capped, man. That's all I'm saying. I can't prove it. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? But it just don't seem like it's going down like that, man. For real.
Yeah, the only thing I heard about it was, and I saw a little bit on SportsCenter because the Chicago White Sox had released a statement that it was a shooting at the 4th of July parade out there in Highland Park. And the White Sox had a game briefly after that. Although I didn't really hear the full details of it either, but
Highland Park, that's up north somewhere, I think, maybe by the Cubs or something.
Yeah, by the White Sox. I think it said like it was 30 minutes from where the White Sox play from at Comiskey Park.
Can y'all see the stream? We got some we gonna touch on too as well. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, how do y'all feel about this newly discovered evidence? Do y'all think they're gonna pursue it?
What did it say?
Or I know say he haven't been in the loop lately, but it was newly found evidence in the Emmett Till case of a warrant that was issued for the 3 people. There were a warrant that was never served to arrest the 3 people involved in the incident dealing with Emmett Till. They
Yeah,
found the document.
They should
So
have.
let's see what's going on, man. I'm gonna press play real quick.
I don't see why not. Because hell, if you doing all this, if you expending all this energy to go after brothers for allegations of 30, 40, and 50 years, why not go after? Why not go back even further in regards, especially with a case like Emmett Till that actually sparked the civil rights movement?
I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that touched me though with this arrest warrant though. I'm gonna let's see what they saying on here.
Stir. It's a new.
I don't want to hear the ad, man. But they had an arrest warrant to arrest these people, but I never seen an arrest warrant written the way that it was written out.
A family calling for justice.
It's a crowd of people out there.
70 years. Guys, we found it. She didn't say what it was. We just knew it immediately. That it was this. An unserved arrest warrant for Mrs. Roy Bryant, now known as Carolyn Bryant Donham. The woman.
So, did y'all just catch that part?
Yeah, the arrest warrant for
Mrs.
Bryant. Mrs.
Mrs. They had an arrest warrant for Mrs. Roy Bryant. Who the hell is Mrs. Roy Bryant? This woman has a name.
Okay.
Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Why was her name not on the arrest warrant? But she was labeled. You know, if a officer come to your house, who is Mrs. Roy Bryant? That's not a person, right? Why wasn't her name in the arrest warrant? Go back, let it play through.
A family calling for justice for almost 70 years. She said, guys, we found it. She didn't say what it was. We just knew it immediately. That it was this. An unserved arrest warrant for Mrs. Roy Bryant, now known as Carolyn Bryant Donham, the woman who accused 14-year-old Emmett Till of whistling at her, an accusation that led to his kidnapping and murder. Tia Robbins is Emmett's cousin. She now lives in Pensacola. It's sad that I still have to share the same story with my children, and we're still fighting for justice. Advocating for Emmett is a part of her family pedigree. Her mother, Watts, co-founded the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation. Watts was there the moment the warrant was found in a Mississippi courthouse basement. We lost our breath. We fell to our knees. We screamed. The family is now calling for law enforcement to serve the 67-year-old warrant, all with the spirit of Emmett's mother, Mamie Till Mobley, in mind. Mamie had no hate in her heart, and we don't carry that as well. So we don't want people to think when we're pushing forward towards justice that we're doing anything outside of what she would want us to do. In an effort to create equality for all. There's been so many injustices against the Black community that I think it's time to show America how we can make things right. Now, a petition called Justice for Emmett Till started in July 2020, and Watt says that petition now has over 300,000 signatures. Now, as for Carolyn Bryant Donham, she's now in her 80s, and so far, law enforcement hasn't made any moves yet on executing that unserved warrant. Live in the studio, Kelsey Coffey, Channel 3 News.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They found it in the basement of a Mississippi courthouse. Going through documents.
Yeah, I think them going back into that case. Yeah, wow. I think they will open it. I mean, I think it will eventually come to I don't know, the Supreme Court or whatever. But I think opening that case right there is gonna probably solve a lot of things. and heal a lot of things too. So yeah, they should, and black folks should most definitely press the issue, um, especially when you're talking about injustice, and that's a good place to start right there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely.
yeah. Like I said, this particular case, to me, I believe this is the one that really started off the civil rights movement. I know Rosa Parks is being used as has been mentioned. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think Rosa Parks was more of an affirmation of what we already knew. But the death of Emmett Till, I think, was the one that if nothing else, that at least opened the eyes up as far as Black America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was tripped though when I first read the article and I'm reading the arrest warrant. I'm like, how do you put out an arrest warrant for a Miss Roy Bryant when this woman has a name? Like when they come to get us, they ain't talking about David and David's son. They gonna have whatever David's son name is on the arrest warrant. When you serving a body warrant, you gotta have a name attached to it. Who is Miss Roy Bryant? There's nobody.
What
Yo, I
actually
just
happened? What
so I
actually
just
happened to the people in the involved in the case?
Huh?
What actually happened to the people involved in the case?
No, they died. We don't know. They found this in Mississippi after 67 years. It took them 67 years to find it. So I'm quite sure whoever was involved in the case, Mississippi, they was old as hell already when this
Mm-hmm.
case came about. So all of them people probably dead.
I'm saying even if they ain't never had no trial or nothing.
No,
I don't even remember what happened.
they never served a warrant.
They swept that whole thing under the rug, man.
They
Every
never
Oh wow! Then nobody even never so nobody ever got charged or nothing with the case.
nothing. That's an unserved warrant from 67 years ago for the arrest of Roy Bryant, J.W. Milan, and Roy Bryant's wife.
Mm-hmm.
but the two guys were arrested. But you were right the first time, little Big Vi. That document is modified now. If you check the actual certificate, I went over this this morning for the warrant. You check the warrant itself, the lines are modified. And remember, these are old time typewriters. If you're doing dots, it's going to go along in a straight line. The only way it would change is if actually you change the carriage, but they're not changing the carriage. So it seemed like what they did is Photoshop some of the documents, adding it in. And if you check their funding for this here, big names behind this, Bob. If you go on, I put the Twitter on this. Melissa E, the real Melissa E. If you check her out and see all the blue checks they're pushing her, ABC News, Kasim, whatever, some other Jewish dude, a lot of big names and big money behind this. Like this ain't normal. What I'm more worried about is them 250,000 kids, black babies they aborted last year or in 2019. That's what I'm worried about. They
She's
killed.
about 80, 90 years old, ain't
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
about
the lady's
she's
87.
about she got to be around her mid-80s by now.
She 87 years old. 87.
they locked Bill up at what, 80?
Yeah, they need to lock her up too, though. They need to lock her up. Yeah, they need to lock her up, Jack.
She admitted, and then she made a statement that she lied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the and what sparked the outrage was when Emmett Till's mother said she wanted an open casket funeral to show exactly what happened to her son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yo, they be running these scams on us, man. Just keep your eyes open and watch out. When you see the big money behind it, watch out, yo. That's all I got to say. I ain't want to overheat my phone or take over the convo, yo. But this one I actually know. Check the certificate. It's forged. If you check it, it's Photoshop. All right, respect, fam. One.
All right, but it seems as though they don't even verify documents, right? I mean, because what they say from Kel's case, from this, I mean, it went from a marriage certificate to a photo ID application, all the way down to shit. They didn't have nothing, but they gonna say he married this girl.
Mm-hmm. And Big Vi, Midas Spade did not lie about what he said when he said talk about the big money that's behind it. Remember, Kim Fox was on her re-election bid.
Yeah, it was. They
and there was and I think she got a $2 million political contribution from George Soros. And this is for a Cook County attorney trying to run for the state, for a seat in Cook County. There are congressmen and senators that don't get $2 million contributions.
Right.
So how does somebody that run for a county attorney get a sum that big?
Right. Well, I know my boy David most definitely. What you think about her beating her boyfriend up?
Hey, you ain't never heard nothing else about it. You know, nothing else about that, man. You know she a plug thug, man.
Yeah.
Kim Fox plug, man. Just like my man saying, who gets that kind of money, right? You know what I'm saying? And what's the whole move with her? Why they want her? And then man, Illinois, man, is just in a terrible situation because you got Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth who nominated Kim Fox, who both my man made a statement about 250,000 aborted babies. I don't know if that was all black or just in total, but for sure, more babies died during COVID than COVID people. You know what I'm saying? Due to abortions. So that was the real killer, not even COVID. You know what I'm saying? During that time. So and then back to Kim Fox and them nominating Kim Fox. You know, so it's like, man, all the political leaders in Illinois, man, just like bad people. It seemed like they got bad records. They just man. And Kim Fox, all of them voted for Kim Fox. So she an important piece to their puzzle, man. You know.
Yeah, even with your guy, the dude, Michael Avenatti. How do she get linked with a nigga with a motherfucker like him?
Michael Avenatti, right?
Like,
you know what I mean?
With him.
Mm-hmm. And Michael Avenatti, boy, that's another character altogether different. I told people,
how do you get linked with all these crooked ass people?
That because they have to run in the same circles. Because you have to really look at it like because there are a lot of people. There's some people don't know. There's a lot of people don't know. Michael Avenatti had political aspirations for the White House.
Right. I heard that he wanted to run.
And see, that's why he was trying to push so hard as far as with Stormy Daniels, and I think he jumped on the R. Kelly case because if he could jump on R. Kelly and help help bring R. Kelly down, that gives notoriety, and maybe that would endear himself to the power base of the black vote.
And you skipping one part. If he can help bring R. Kelly down, they'll attach him to the LGBTQ.
Oh yeah,
all those people are all together.
Yep.
Man, they all together, man. Damn, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Man, R. Kelly, when I talk about when they say they brung the kitchen sink and the goddamn oven, refrigerator, deep freezer, a whole full house of furniture, goddamn, for R. Kelly. That's why I tell people it wasn't no way that he wasn't going. It wasn't no way he could have dodged what had to happen. But the only blessing is, like I said in my live a couple of days ago, everything had to play out the way that it played out because these people had to show their hand. They had to show what was their intention. What were they there for? Why did they really come and get him? So everything that happened had to happen in order for his defense to be able to see what they need to do and how they need to do it. You know, because we all know that have knowledge of this case, how many loopholes, how many violations took place throughout this case. So when we talk about Supreme Court, a lot of this balance, we didn't see no balance in this case.
No, we didn't. And I can tell you this. Black CEO Media had a live earlier. Live lasted about 6 hours, man. I didn't think it was gonna go that long, but it did. I was on there for a couple of hours, at least half of it. I was on there, and we talked about everything under the sun, like you said, like you had just mentioned. We had talked about how everything but the kitchen sink. Well, hell, you might as well include the kitchen sink because they threw that at them too.
Mm-hmm.
And it talked about how they went as far as they did, bringing up the old past charges. Is it double jeopardy? Is it not double jeopardy?
But look at like I was saying earlier. I say, how could they punish him twice for the one thing he was found guilty? You know, for them finding him guilty of the charge, they punished him twice. You sentence him to 30 years, then you fine him $100,000. You can't do that.
Mm.
And the 30-year sentence was a mockery because R. Kelly mentioned
number 30.
Yeah,
Listen now.
Yeah, because
he was in the 30th year to get his master's back.
Right.
If he didn't put in the paperwork, because you have a timeline to put in the paperwork to do all the inner workings and everything to redeem your master's. If you miss that window of opportunity, guess how much time you gotta wait to get your inquire about your master's again?
Maybe another 30.
Another 30.
And see, in regards to that too, I mean, R. Kelly mentioned on I Admit, he sang representing his country for 31 fucking years.
Yeah.
Then he talked about the 30 years in the Gayle King interview.
Gayle King.
So he said 30. So that number 30 was already floating because by his own words.
They sent a statement. That's why when Jennifer said he understood, he's okay, he know what's going on. They sending him a message. They done him that 30 telling him, we telling you what this is about.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Ghislaine Maxwell get 20 years and she doing real human trafficking.
For kids.
They doing real human trafficking. Like the man said, Ghislaine Maxwell probably had people trained in dungeons and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, so it's like, man, yeah, man. So
no Cody's. Neither one of them had co-defendant. They had co-defendant, but this enterprise shit was only one person charged. Like Jennifer said, what is the enterprise if only Robert's the only person being charged?
And we know that Ghislaine Maxwell is partners with Jeffrey Epstein, so that go at least a enterprise right there. This broad had submarine license, pilot license. They trafficking all type of ways, man.
Even if Jeffrey even dead, they say the nigga hung himself. We never saw a body bag, a funeral, nothing. It just
I don't believe he did.
Me either. I agree. I'll agree with that as well. I don't believe he's there either, because he came out and said he was going to drop the dime on a lot of these big major players and these political people who's been on that island. And guess what? You know what? We just going to send you because of. I feel like Kels was the sacrificial lamb because all of them was going through their shit at the same time. Epstein, Weinstein, Kels, Bill Cosby, all of them was going through their shit around the same time. How all of these people with way more accusers than Robert. You mean to tell me this man 30 years traveled all over the world and only six accusers, 6 Jane Doe?
How much time did Harvey Weinstein get?
Man, they got to do less. But I think he got what Bill got, but he got house arrest because of COVID.
Yeah. Michael Avenatti also got house arrest too because he was in prison, but then COVID hit. Then he got released and wound up staying at I think he stayed at a best friend's house.
Yeah, wasn't supposed to be on no internet, none of that.
Right.
See, that's what's so killer about this. The way they do R. Kelly is so it make me think that man, R. Kelly is something special. I'm talking about because all the big guns that's levied at the man. I keep saying it, it's just incredible when I take it all in. Like, damn, you got this whole community with all this power, using all this media to take this man down, man, and for shit, and people is getting away with it left and right. You know, it's just saying so crazy, man. You know, so
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
But
yeah, it's
see,
crazy.
go
Okay,
ahead, T-Rock.
okay. Well, what I was about to say, because I was going to touch on the point about Ann Donnelly in particular, because I was on somebody's platform. I was on a live it was about a couple of days ago, and I mentioned this point, and I said Ann Donnelly, the action she did in that sentencing, and with the extra energy, the extra sauce that she put on R. Kelly. And this is my opinion. I have not been able to prove this, but I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on it. I said, do not be shocked if Ann Donnelly runs for a political office by 2024.
Mm.
Whoever she did this for, she did this to appease whoever she wanted to appease, and whoever she appeased by doing this verdict, those are going to be her campaign contributors when she decides. If I'm saying when she decides to run for a public office, either political office, either it's going to be Congress, Senate, maybe even mayor of New York. We don't know, but this is the kind of case that builds careers. You get people that are on the prosecution that could be lined up for the next big case. You get people that are lawyers that might be up for judges. You might get other people that might even turn around and get a foot in the door as far as political aspirations. Hell, Ann Donnelly, this might be something that she might try to use to try to snake her way into a possible Supreme Court nomination.
No, you know what she finna get? She gonna get herself a pair of cuffs, man.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In her mind, as far as her aspirations, what she's trying to.
Let's go back to May. Let's go back to May with Bo Jean motion. The woman denied a motion that she never even saw.
See, that's the strange part.
How you deny something that you ain't even saw? Ain't gonna say, I gotta go back and read it. But you denied it.
Yeah, you absolutely denied it because there was so much.
David,
there's so much.
Understand that.
There's so much information there, evidence that she suppressed to make sure that it was never, that would never see the light of day. There's a lot of it. I mean, we can go down to like you said, that evidence, the fact she didn't read the motion, the text messages that
Bo Jean told the media at the press conference. I'm quite sure y'all didn't see none of the motions that I put in. Y'all hadn't read none of them. She said, I'm sure y'all haven't read none of the motions, but we put in pretty good motions that were very clear and thought out, to defend, to show our clients innocence. But the judge imposed her will on this case. She had more sidebars than the defense and the prosecution.
Yeah.
Man, Ann Donnelly had so many sidebars. I thought she was going to be giving up shots at the bench.
Man, that judge was doing some extraordinary stuff, man. I'm talking about, man, that whole case is extraordinary, Jack.
Man, telling Cannick he redirected Cannick on his cross when he started to get these witnesses to go in certain directions. She didn't even have a question for the accusers when they said, I didn't say that. The government said that. What did the government tell you? As a judge, right?
She just let all that just slide on by.
And I just don't need to see how it's possible. Like, okay, so if the Supreme Court uphold any of this kind of stuff, I mean, that's my only hope for this is that it just end up going to the Supreme Court. Is this it? Can it? You know, it can go to the Supreme, right?
Yeah, that's the thing about it. See, Jennifer had already said this back in May when she was putting in her motion. She said she was planning to take this to the Second Circuit. She's already told them. She said we planning to hire forensic experts. We are planning to hire handwriting experts. She said they're bringing in experts to go and comb through all of this. But see, she was asking for more time, but they wanted to rush everything and not give the time because they had an agenda to push. They had to go ahead with this agenda. And like she said, and then another thing that made clear sense to me, y'all want to mute R. Kelly, but when y'all sitting here get this man 30 years, y'all want him to say something. Fuck y'all. What I got to say?
Yep, facts. And hell, even in one of Bonjean's motions, maybe the last motion she filed, she even had psychologists to actually interview R. Kelly. One of the things that was mentioned was the questions about him young when he was younger, and then especially about the question lining to see if he had tendencies of a pedophile. And even in the psychologist's own conclusion saying that R. Kelly does not have any tendencies of pedophilia.
Man, that's just, and also we go back to the issue with Daryl McDavid. Now you say you innocent, right? You innocent, right? If I'm on a case with you, and I know I haven't done nothing, and I know you been accused of doing all these heinous crimes, why would I not want to get a severance from you? I want a separate trial than you. I don't want to be involved in this shit they saying you did if I know I'm innocent.
And see, the thing about Daryl McDavid is this. I haven't mentioned this part too much, but Daryl McDavid, to me, is the real head of the RICO. And it's nothing to do with R. Kelly.
He's the biggest thief. He has the most to gain from R. Kelly being locked away and not being able to pursue him. You know, because just like they said, he came to R. Kelly with these business adventures. He got the money. R. Kelly name nowhere on the business. Make it make sense. R. Kelly only dealt with cash. This man had credit cards that he was living his lifestyle off of. Not R. Kelly. And now, I want to blame everybody, but Kells have some responsibility as well, because when you understand you're dealing in this magnitude, you gotta want to go out and get that help with at least get somebody to help you understand contracts. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to understand how I deal with where my money going. You know, we talked and we laugh about Floyd Mayweather can't read a teleprompter, this, that, and the third. But what could he do? He knew those numbers. He knew contracts and he knew numbers. He couldn't read thoroughly, but he can read good enough to understand that this contract with Al Heyman, I'm getting robbed. I got to get away from him.
Yeah, and the thing about that gets me about Daryl McDavid, I always ask myself this question, like, why is it that a lot of these people who come up with these accusations against R. Kelly, but they always seem to fall on a time frame of an event that I know about or been to or my family's been to? I mean, a lot of it is based on that, and I kept asking myself this question. Now it's clear as day that it's meant for me to put my 2 cents in regards to this whole situation. Daryl McDavid there was 3 particular incidents involving Daryl McDavid. that really had me shaking my head. Number one, remember the video that R. Kelly was on when he had a show in Arizona, and he said that the people in Arizona did not have his money, and he kept saying, "I come all the way down here to Arizona, they ain't got my money. I got to make an example out of these people." And my thing is, whenever you try to book somebody, especially of R. Kelly's stature, there is a deposit that you gotta pay.
Up front, and he took cash. He didn't take checks.
So my question is, he didn't. So that means if R. Kelly didn't get his money, you're telling me that he didn't get any of that deposit. So who pocketed the money? Had him in Daryl McDavid.
Booking shows that Kells wouldn't even that he wouldn't no way he could make. He had shows stacked on top of show.
Number two, funny you should mention that. Monroe, Louisiana, around I think it was 2012, 2013, had a concert there. And people thought that R. Kelly was going to be in concert. Come to find out, the dude on stage was a fake performer. One of somebody that was interviewed by KNOE TV in Monroe said that person on stage didn't look like R. Kelly. Lo and behold, after the show later on that night, they went to IHOP. They saw the same dude on stage that was posed as R. Kelly at the IHOP. So who got the deposit? So you paid a deposit for that. Who pocketed that money? You know it had to been Daryl McDavid. And then there was one more, and this one really caught me because I forgot about this. December 2015, SWAC championship game, Grambling State University versus Alcorn State. R. Kelly had a post game concert that was scheduled that night. I made it there. My nephew was there with me, and my cousin Kevin rolled up on me, and we all went, and we were waiting for the concert. Said the concert got canceled, and I guess supposed to be rescheduled, whatever the case may be. But it was supposed to be a sure thing, but that concert ain't never happened. So you got the SWAC championship game, so you got a deposit on that. Who pocketed the money? Daryl McDavid. Did R. Kelly even know about the concert? So that's those three events with huge question marks that was already in my head from the jump.
I mean, but that's how it is when you depending on your managers and you trust. Kells put a lot of trust in his people that he brought around to do the right thing, but those people knew that he had an efficiency that worked against him. So what did they do? They used it to build their own money up.
Fact.
And guess what? If he get down for a show, instead of gonna pay him $100,000, he say he want his advance deposit. If his deposit is 40, or to say his deposit is 60,000, they send that deposit. He don't show up. Guess what? He owed us 60,000. The people gotta get their money back. But to David point earlier, David talked about the Supreme Court. I got the video that I played before. When the Supreme Court, you just listen to what they saying, and just think about what we've been hearing with Kells' case. We're gonna listen to what the Supreme Court is telling this prosecutor about this case that they're dealing with in the Supreme Court. And it's a case with a guy who's been charged with sexual allegations. And just listen how different the Supreme Court handled it versus the way that we saw R. Kelly judge handle it. I'm gonna share the screen right quick, David, man. It's gonna be real interesting for you. You probably seen it before, I don't know, but I'm gonna play it again.
Rationale for introducing the testimony of the three uncharged victims.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative
So if you ain't hear that first part, the Supreme Court judge asked the prosecutor what was their rationale for introducing three uncharged acts to the jury. So the prosecutor is explaining this.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative of defendant's state of mind.
Why wasn't that accomplished with the three women who were complainants? I mean, that for me is the problem. You already have three women who give you three different types of stories of the horrors they experienced with him. I think you've covered that. So to pile on with three uncharged complainants, three uncharged.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. David, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. So you hearing what they're talking about right now, right?
Yeah, I said this before. This is what I'm imagining. And I'm saying, if he lose the case, the way that it was played out, if it reached the Supreme Court, they should overthrow it anyway. And I was looking at this and this is what made me think that. This particular video.
All these uncharged acts. If he's been charged, why can't these people that he's being charged with display what y'all are trying to prove? When you bring all these uncharged acts, what the Supreme Court say, you was putting fire in the hearts of the jurors. Why haven't we heard from these jurors in the case is over with?
That's exactly what I was thinking, because you would have heard at least from one juror somewhere. Yet the fact that you haven't heard from A1 let you know how highly, and I'm saying capital letters, highly suspect.
Highly suspect.
Kells can beat this case just off of the juror questionnaires alone.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, man. If the high court operate like this, man, it's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment to the United States, for the world to see them do this. What they doing? I know they can't let this stand, because their reputation's at stake if they let this shit stand, man. Or the whole country just going to shit. We're gonna tear it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying.
I'll let it finish playing out. But this is what Supreme Court gonna look like. Somebody, the prosecution, the government, the judge, they don't have some answers. They don't have a lot of questions to answer.
Victims is leaning really close to that propensity line.
It was relevant to defendant's intent. As Your Honor pointed out, intent was hotly contested below.
I don't understand how that wasn't established through man.
Because
he had a 5-year relationship with him after the assault.
Because Mann's allegations were not so unambiguous that there would have been no doubt in a juror's mind that defendant intended the forcible element of the first-degree rape. Again, when Justice Burke...
You're saying that you wanted to prove what he did with Mann by introducing the testimony of those other three women.
No, certainly not. Mann's allegations would have established, if believed, would have established the elements of the offense.
The women were of the uncharged crimes were not the victims for which were being prosecuted, though. Where was the balancing that's supposed to go on in Molyneux? This was incredibly prejudicial testimony, no?
Well, no, respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial for two reasons. One, the court gave extensive limiting instructions. 3 times the court explained to the jury.
The fact that there's instructions doesn't mean it's not prejudicial.
But here we know it wasn't
charged with 3 rapes. And here come 3 other women who claim I did the same thing to them, but I'm not being charged with that. That's prejudicial.
Well, it's not prejudicial.
So the question is, does that prejudice, is that outweighed by some probative value that supersedes that?
Respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial here, and we know that.
Opposing counsel referred to the Molyneux rulings in this case as unprecedented. What cases do you rely on under New York law that actually constitute precedent for the court's rulings in this case on the Molyneux issues?
Well, parsing the Molyneux evidence, no one would quibble with the admissibility of the uncharged offenses as to Mann. Ample case law, which
I'm talking about the other 3 women.
Right, as to...
They ain't finna play with her. They ain't finna play with these people, man. When it comes to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's what
The
I
young
see.
gunning and target, a perfect illustration of precisely why we were permitted to put forth the evidence here. It's well understood that Molyneux evidence can shed light on the defendant's state of mind and intent.
So you're really arguing that
This is one of the most important. This is another important statement that was made, and I'm gonna stop the video. But when this lady say this right here, this was real critical. And if the Supreme Court, if this is how it's ran, this right here is gonna kill the government whole operation.
that this was not overkill? I mean, there were certain items in the Sandoval that I thought, okay, that's fair game. If you, after being fired, ask an employee at the company to take computers and delete stuff, that's fair game. But some of this other stuff, playing the jury's heart by telling them that he beat up his brother during a meeting. I don't see how there is a balance there on that.
Well, threatening behavior, again, goes directly to demonstrating his ability to put his own self-interest at the expense of others, and that goes to the heart of honesty and integrity. The fact that there were many of these acts only indicated how defendant chose to live his life.
Yes, and counsel, you know what? There are trials every day where we have defendants who have a rap sheet a mile long. A mile long. They'll have 20 felony convictions on their rap sheet. And I see no judge say, go ahead, go to town on all of them, because they don't let you go into the facts. They usually just let one or two in. I mean, there is a balance. But looking at
now, y'all here in the Supreme Court, the key word they use is balance, man. And with Kels, where was the balance? It wasn't none. The man had 50 people tested. He's charged for 6 people. He has 6 Jane Does and 50 people that testified against him.
It's the straightest shit ever.
6 Jane Does and 50 people to testify against him.
The 3 statements that got the 3 points in that video that got me was 3 words. Number 1, the first one you already said it was balance. Number 2 was prejudicial.
Yes,
that was the other part. And number 3 was felony. When she said that we got defendants with rap sheets with a mile long, but don't have a list of any felonies. R. Kelly didn't even have a criminal record until this, let alone a felony.
Boy, it's gonna be, man, I can't wait. I bet they're gonna try to push it off. They're gonna try to push it off for a couple more years in the Supreme before he can go, with the appeal.
They should damn near rename America R. Kelly after they get finished with this shit.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't even think it's gonna get up to the Supreme Court. I think the Second Circuit Court of Appeals alone gonna be like,
no,
we're not even letting this get up to the Supreme Court, because if we let this slide to the Supreme Court gonna look at us like, why didn't y'all nip this in the bud before it even got up here?
Right. That's why them cuffs. That's why I was laughing at them cuffs with what Vice said about Donnelly, because man, she needs to be locked up, man. She shouldn't be running for nothing. So these people say it seemed like watching this case is almost like a sting operation or something. Or it should be a sting operation, because you can see all the faulty players. You can see everybody that's corrupt in the whole move. I mean, boy, if this would be the perfect sting and the perfect way to show how these people get into these positions and get corrupt and lose their mind and do what they want to do. I mean, it'd just be perfect. But, that's in the perfect world.
Right.
But
like I tell people a lot of time, and this is my whole thing I want, and most definitely, and I think all us men can agree to this. We don't want people ever to think we support anything, any of the allegations. But what we do support is the injustice. If y'all say this man did this, Do it fair.
Right.
Don't tie his hand behind his back. Don't tie his legs up and expect him to chase you and fight you back.
Yep. Yeah, Big Vibe. I totally agree with that because I tell people this all the time. I said, look, if y'all say that R. Kelly did X, Y, and Z, fine. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to come on, parade some people in front of me to lie in my face, and then tell me and then try to sell me on something when I know what you're lying about. That's not going to happen. You're not going to insult my intelligence that way.
And it's just the prejudice, though. You got 6 Jane Doe. What I tell people, I'm gonna have to get a picture of that scale because when you come to the Supreme Court, that scale mean everything. It has to be a balance. They don't give a damn who you are. That's their way of being fair. It has to be a balance. How is it balanced that you have 6 Jane Does and you got 45 witnesses? What's up, brother?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
What's up, big bro? Been a minute.
What's up? What's up?
Great topic.
Oh man, what's good?
Like the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we just on here kicking it. We just on here kicking it, chopping it up a little bit. Being men. Having a real man-to-man conversation. And I already know you a stand-up guy, so we just touched on. Well, we're a little bit deep up in the conversation now. We touched on a couple other subjects with the pastor, Emmett Till, and now with the pastor out of Des Moines, Iowa, a pastor that 63 years old that married an 18-year-old girl that graduated from his church school. We talked about what we always speak on, moral things over facts. You know what I'm saying? Morally things that we wouldn't agree with, but the fact is, if a person is of age, they of age. Morally, we may not date a girl that's 18 if we 40, 50 years old, but does it make it wrong?
So I'm gonna get up to speed real fast, but real correct. The young lady that's 18, in the eyes of society, is able to make a conscious decision on what she chooses to do. Not saying that she's really conscious enough, meaning mature enough to make a valuable decision. But at 18, a woman is considered grown versus
Correct.
a man at 21. Check the books. So with that type of situation, and not being rude, and I don't know enough, but that seemed to be a white person problem.
Yeah, it was a black. They was our people this time, but like you say, she's an adult.
Now, in regards to the topic that seemed to be the most heated was the R. Kelly situation and the verdict of what came down. Now, for those who don't know, me and my wife had this conversation earlier in the last 2 days, and I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Initially, when he got brought up, my thing was like most of us was he's being tried for the same thing twice. Because in Florida, and I think that was 98 and 99, the situation was child pornography, conduct to a minor, the Aaliyah thing, etc., etc. If I'm correct, can we agree or disagree?
Well, J Rock probably would know more. I really never got into but I know the first time was about the tape about Aaliyah, whatever, but more so about the tape.
Okay.
Well, they've been throwing around this whole Aaliyah thing in the trial, obviously, because they keep trying to push that particular narrative. Because because she's like, if it wasn't for Azrael being the one, then Aaliyah probably would have been probably the main one. But here's the funny thing about that. In regards to Aaliyah, has anybody asked themselves this question? Why was that sex tape released 6 months after Aaliyah died? Because remember, the in the transcripts, whatever the case may be, they said that tape was made between 1998 or 99 or 1999 to 2000, 1998 to 2000. Aaliyah was still alive during those years. So why would they wait to after she died to release that tape?
Okay, J Rock. I thought the Aaliyah thing was a little different, but I'm gonna say this. I don't know where you from, J Rock. So let's just say you from New York. I'm New York. So whatever. In your neighborhood, right? You always had, and, and for those of us who not glorifying, you always had an older dude and a younger female who was attracted to an older dude, be it 21, 22, 23, because he was, you know what I mean, dibbling and dabbling. He had a Cressida, Maxima, couple of dollars, gold chain, herringbone, whatever. Who that was their high school thing, but you never found it recorded. If you get what I'm saying. So what I'm gonna say to you is, like I said to everybody else, when that first situation got resolved, how it got resolved, he should have took the furthest left and alienated himself from everyone. So the debate is, and the debate has been recently, that his newest lawyer, which is this female lady who came on in the back burner in the last 9 holes and did all this tremendous work. Pardon me. And those of you who follow it more than I do can attest to this lady I'm talking about. Here's the contrarious part about the whole 9 yards. She did come in on the back end, and she did make some grave marks towards his case, from what I was told. Can we agree on that? Because again, I was told this. I didn't follow his whole case, so I don't know the particular pattern of lawyers he had. I know
Right.
that in the end, he didn't have the same folk he had in the beginning, correct?
Right. But for me, I mean, I can say for me, and for maybe for people who've been following this, what the lawyer came in, what Jennifer did when she came in, it only reiterated some of the stuff that people who's been following this from the beginning already knew. And it's not nothing that she just stated it, which the other lawyers wasn't speaking on certain things.
Okay.
She spoke on it.
So, with that being said, and again, my wife has this theory that he'll only get 5 more years. First and foremost, it'll be 2 to 3 years before he's even seen in an appeal court. And contrary to popular belief, the 30 years is really a cakewalk, because if you think about it, in the history of the RICO, which folks don't really understand, is the RICO is a wide casting net that you can't avoid.
But you need evidence. You need evidence now.
So okay, so Big Rob, I'm gonna shoot this out there. You know that they have a 98.9% conviction rate with the RICO.
And you know why is that? Because people plead out and don't take it to trial.
Okay.
Right, and people ain't really been challenging them. So they're at a point now where they could be challenged.
Okay, now my man in my right corner.
That's David.
Okay, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funniest part about this. If you know anything about the feds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need a lot of fucking money. They bleed you broke.
Right,
Feds bleed you dry. Right?
right,
But
right.
not even money.
Say
Because
who?
guess who had the money?
Say who?
Bill Cosby had the money.
Now,
And still got convicted.
here's what you said, Big Von, and I'm glad you said that. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
You know why Big Bill Cosby did them 2 years? You ready? He was trying to buy NBC.
Yep. He was trying to buy, hell, I think he tried to buy NBC twice, and then he tried to buy CBS once also.
Okay, but see,
Now,
hold on right quick before you go, Malik. So we can be okay with the narrative that Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC. But R. Kelly, whose catalog is worth $950 million, tried to take his masters back, and that's a bullshit excuse.
Excuse me. How much fucking money R. Kelly got?
His yacht,
right.
It's the money.
Hold. Everybody talking. Just say how much he got.
The masters he is the money.
That's don't own his problem. Masters. He don't own them.
But he is the money.
He broke.
Okay, Malik.
But you know what?
He's not broke. He have liquid assets, man.
Hold on 1 second. He got liquid assets, right? Right? That's what you said, right?
That's it. He is the money.
So he didn't own his studio. He didn't own the property in Chicago. He didn't own the property in Atlanta. He didn't own the motherfucker in Trump. Your man has no money. He doesn't own his masters, Val.
All right, Malik. But you gonna tell me that the man has no money. Hold on now. The man has no money, but he had up to 10 girlfriends, however many he had, that's getting $5,000 a month allowance. You do the math with that.
So
the man made some poor decisions, but I'm not gonna let you sit here and tell me that it's okay for Bill Cosby to want to buy NBC because who else didn't own their master? Why Prince did? Prince wanted his masters, right?
Prince sold his masters. Right? Prince sold his masters before passing.
Prince wanted his masters. That's why he went into that office and put that fucking. That's why his guitar was shaped like it was. He told them people that he wasn't no fucking slave.
Okay, but Prince got rid of his masters though.
Prince didn't get rid of his masters. While he died, you gonna tell me? Do you believe Prince had no will?
Well, I tell you what. Prince had some bread.
Do you believe Prince had no will?
I say Prince had bread.
No, do you believe Prince had no will? Because guess who owned all his music now?
Jay-Z.
You're a lie. You're a lie. All his assets went to the bank, and the bank sold it. They cracked the man's vault, took all his over 8,000 songs. They took it from him.
The masters of Prince is owned by Jay-Z.
A lie.
Okay, well, check this out. R. Kelly don't own his masters, and R. Kelly ain't got a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out.
But he got a whole bunch of support, and he's still gonna beat them bitches in court.
And see, the thing in regard to R. Kelly is.
So hold on, big homie, over top of Dave. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm 5'10". I'm too short for a long conversation. Name me one person you know beat the Rico.
Irv Gotti.
More than Irv Gotti didn't beat it.
It's funny you said that. Hold on. It's funny you said that. Because the dude, Robert Keller on Larry Joint, said the same thing. Irv Gotti was never brought up on the Rico.
Oh, here we go.
However, Supreme McGriff didn't, not so much. The RICO,
R. Kelly gonna beat him though.
The RICO wasn't for Irv Gotti, but I'm glad
it wasn't for R. Kelly either. When you ever seen? Hold on, I got a question for you. Then, when have you ever seen a RICO with just one person?
John Gotti.
John Gotti was a mob. A mob. They had more than him when he got indicted.
The RICO was only for Gotti.
It wasn't just for Gotti, man.
It was for Gotti.
It was for him and his hitman. But they was killing the people. They was killing his hit. They was killing the people before they could even come get him.
Wow, check this out. That's my era. That's my era. Capos, that's my shit. I'm telling you. Mafioso, like Costa Nostra. That's
Costa Nostra.
Right.
Giovanni.
Listen to me.
Jimmy Hoffa. All of them.
Hoffa was dead in the 60s. He ran the motherfucking the
union, man. The union.
And the closest thing to Hoffa would be the Irish boss. Now, the only one on the RICO was Gotti. He was by himself when Big Pussy rolled over on him.
How about Sammy the Bull?
Yeah, Big Pussy. He's by himself. Now, if you look back in that whole era of Gotti, that was the 5th time he was on trial. The first 4 times he walked until Giuliani came up with the RICO. Nobody walks on the RICO. The net is casted too far. It's too
R.
far.
Kelly gonna kick their ass, man. Hey, we gonna kick the RICO ass with R. Kelly. Watch what I tell you.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you something, though, Malik.
We about to break through the matrix with R. Kelly case. Watch what I tell you. All that 98% shit is about to crash. It's gonna be down to 27% after R. Kelly.
Right before you came on, Malik, like I told David and I told J-Rock, this ain't about support. This ain't about nothing. This is about an injustice. How would you feel if you were in court and your lawyer putting in motions for you, and the judge denying motions and tell you I haven't even read it? How you deny something that you haven't read?
Now, are we ready? J-Rock and Dave, are we ready?
Yeah.
Now, in my lifetime, I can admit.
Now I want you to answer what I asked you. How can you deny something you haven't read?
I'm getting ready to answer. In my lifetime, I can admit I fractured a law or two. I can also admit that I was happy for what I got caught for versus what I could have got caught for. Now, at the end of the day, as much as you advocating, can you say that your man looking in that motherfucking mirror and can admit to himself what the fuck he really did and honor up and boss up for what he did? Or
You just heard the Supreme Court say a man is only being brought up on charges for what he's being charged for, not because of a lifestyle he lived, not because of what he do that you think he did.
No. Listen to what I said. I said, as a man, I'm not going to admit I have fractured a law or two, but I was more happier for what I got caught for versus what I could have been caught for. So I had to own up for what the fuck I did. Now, as you stand right there, sitting and looking at yourself in the mirror or on the phone or whatever, just think about it. Hey, late night when you went to the bathroom and you happen to miss the toilet, can you own up to that or can you deny that? But at the end of the day, only you and you know what the fuck you did.
And you know what? And you got to also think about this. And this is the thing with our people, right? And I want to put our people as a whole when I say this. See, people form opinions of you. And even when you tell the truth, guess what they going to believe? You was a motherfucking lie. The man been talking throughout his music, throughout interviews, Everything. He been speaking about his life. Everything throughout his life. He been speaking about it. But you know what? It's people like us that say they don't care to hear that. Because once you get that certain thing attached to your name, that's just like old boy in the hood. The first thing motherfucker come around the hood say, oh, that nigga got that package. You don't even got no proof, but as soon as motherfucker say you got that package, guess what? As soon as you get to the next person, you get to the next person. Now you got the whole hood running around saying you got that package, and you see that man I ain't got that package. Guess what? You can even come with paperwork. This is my paperwork. Guess what? Mo still gonna say you got that package, right? Because they don't care. It's all about practice.
But I wanted to say it ain't even, that's like not even the point when it comes to the injustice that we see in the courtroom. It's not even about whether he innocent or guilty. It's all the bullshit they doing in their court. And we see it as a people, the whole nation is looking at this shit, or should be looking at this shit and saying it can't go.
Because there are people that don't care because it's not them, and that's how.
And that's the whole point. It ain't about what that man did, because you know what? Every one of us, like you just said, brother, you can look in the mirror and own up to what you did and get and find the blessing in the fact that you got caught for something that was not even as great as what you could have got caught for. And man, you own up to that. Cool. But for them to get you in the courtroom and jam you and violate your rights and all that shit that you supposed to have on your side so that the system could be balanced, that's what's missing, brother. It ain't you know what I'm saying? And it's and we judge in our own before right along with this bogus ass system. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I have to get away from even talking about this injustice with people who has a little bit of knowledge of everything that has went on. I just can't. I wouldn't feel comfortable in a courtroom with my lawyer working hard for me, and the judge tell me your motion denied, but I got to go back and read it. What if this could? How many? And another thing I gotta say, and this is my fucking problem. And yeah, I have a problem with it tonight because how many times we started seeing on the news our black men being let free from prison for wrongful convictions? How many times we starting to see it? This shit is starting to become normal.
Okay.
Our people that did 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it just come to find out they innocent. They done lost 50 years of their life.
Okay.
All because of a judge had a bias, having a biased judge that just had it out and didn't care to just say this man is guilty.
Okay. And you know what, Val? You're right. You're right. And I will agree with you on that. You do have cases of just totally wrongful accusal, found guilty for something that they really didn't do. But you said to me a minute ago that he's been telling you throughout his career, through his
He's been telling the world.
Okay.
Just listen to me.
So now, I think it was about a week ago. You know what I'm saying? And Dana J played this dumbass long, like 19-minute song.
But see, that's why you called it dumb. But the man singing a song about his life, you just called it dumb, though.
No. I'm saying dumb in the sense of how long the joint was. Pause.
But it's his life. If you started to sing a song about your life and it go for an hour,
okay,
how is it dumb and it's your life?
So in the song, he admits to aggressively handling women because that's
have you ever aggressively handled a woman before?
Wow, we not talking about me and you.
Okay, but we can't talk about Kel then.
Okay, right, because you could be on that stand too. You could be right on that stand just with what you.
Did I tell you what, Dave? If I'm ever in that position, my nigga, Paul, if I'm ever in that position, my guy, hold me accountable for what I did. But he said, Big Boss said.
Hey, hold on, wait. Wait. Let me ask you this. What about the broad that lies? Should she be held accountable?
Now, clarify which broad lie because I was
told. Okay, I'm gonna give you a situation, right? A girl I know called her brother and told her brother that her boyfriend held a gun on her. So the brother went over there with a couple of buddies that liked the sister, and they beat the boy up, and all time found out that the sister was lying.
So
do girls lie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anytime you get accused, it's like a catch-22 with a brother, especially with a brother. You know what I'm saying? Because they act like the women don't lie, and then you got to prove that you innocent when it should be the other way around. You should be innocent until proven guilty.
Okay, facts. I'll give you that one too.
So it's a lot of bullshit going around, man, and you just can't even be just like on the fly saying I'm gonna stand up to what I did and all that, because you could not be done shit in your eyes, and then in somebody else's eyes they're twisted like they did with Tupac, like Tupac said.
Okay, now what I'm saying to you is
a hit turned into a rape. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to be careful, but that's all I'm saying. And
I'll agree with you on that. I'm saying to you, as a man, at some point, you make a conscious decision. Now, that's just like I'm saying, and this is hypothetically. If I said to you, "Oh, I want to pound," I say, Dave, Dave was fat, chicken, waffle eating motherfucker. As a man, because I said it, if you ask me, I should be a man and say, "Yo, that's what I said." That's what I'm saying about owning up to what you say. Now,
hey man, have you ever been? Excuse me, bro. Have you ever been in a courtroom before?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know how the state's attorney, man, they get the reading off, your background. And they have you like a monster.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one better, Dave. Check this out. I really fractured the law too. I really was a dope boy. I really did that shit. And when it came down the pipe, I owned up for what I did.
Okay.
I didn't ask for no sympathy. I owned up for what I did. I did it. I got it over with. Paid my debt. Is past me. What I'm saying is this, and I'm not judging him because I wasn't there when they say he did X, Y, and Z. What I'm saying is this. We all and everybody is quick to say who lied, who didn't lie, who lied, whatever, all this other shit. But at the end of the day, when OJ walked, motherfuckers was happy. And when OJ got locked up for stealing his own shit, motherfuckers was like, oh, damn.
He didn't steal. You can't steal your own shit. He went and took it back.
Stop.
He went and took it back.
No, he repoed his own shit.
He went strong on his own shit back.
You can't, at the end of the day, sit and say, yo, this nigga ain't do none of that shit.
It don't even matter. That ain't the point. The point is let them prove that shit in court and let them prove it the right way. What they doing in court is some bullshit. That's all we saying. Listen, man.
It went from a marriage certificate to a identification application.
Listen, hey, Bob, listen.
I don't want to listen, man, because you know what? I'll be listening. You my big brother. But if I listen to you,
listen, don't.
You telling me not to fight.
Smoke screen. All that Aaliyah shit, the Sparkle God daughter, all that shit is a smoke screen, my guy. That shit is a smoke screen. Yo, your man had numerous iPads with his escapades.
Why was none of that involved in the court, though?
What?
The numerous iPads.
That was the first fucking thing brought up.
J-Rock.
What up?
What did they play in the court? They played a video with no content, just audio of a conversation.
Yo,
you can't tell me.
The iPads was the first thing brought up.
What was on the iPad, J-Rock?
I don't know what was on the iPad because I can tell you right now, they kept saying that they had these 100 devices. They didn't even bring a beeper in court.
They showed it.
Devices.
Now hold on.
I'm still looking for it.
They played. Well, if you go back to it, they played the audio, which was with R. Kelly.
Now I heard the audio.
Kelly Calhoun.
That's all I heard.
Being arguing over somebody stole a watch or whatever. It was a argument about who stole the watch or whatever. They didn't show no videos in court of nothing.
Okay, now hold
But
on.
see, you read, we're gonna say the 100 devices, we're gonna say all of it. But we talking about what did they show? You talking about stuff that came out after the trial was over with.
No.
That none of this stuff was presented.
No,
I'm still waiting for the other 99.
Hold. I'm not saying to you what came out after. Now, at this point, we need to get Dana J, because that's the first thing he said when this shit first broke when he went to court. One of the things was the multiple iPads that they brought out. They brought out several different iPads.
They didn't. They didn't. Okay. I'm just honestly, man, they didn't.
Well, hold. I'm telling you what was broke by Dana J, my guy.
I'm finna
now,
call Dana right
if you
now.
know me and you know me, I give 2 fucks because I wasn't there. I give 3 fucks because at the end of the day, it's him versus the fans. At the end of the day, I'll still
But why don't you give a fuck when this affects all of us as men?
How?
Not just one man.
Listen to me.
The way that they went about doing it is the way they went about doing it affects all of us, because guess what? A woman can go and make an allegation on you, and you could be charged for this, and you fighting for your innocence, and you don't even know this woman. It's just that simple, man.
Hey, Big Rob, you sound like his dumb ass when he got on Gayle King and said, "I gave y'all."
Let me do you a favor. Malik, I'm gonna do you a favor before I disrespect you and get you off my goddamn live, man. That's what I'm gonna do to Malik. Because at the end of the day, we men, right? And we talking. We having a conversation. We're gonna keep it respectful.
You know what?
At the end of the day, I like Malik, that's my guy. I have no problem. But don't compare me when you calling somebody a dumbass nigga. Because then you calling me a dumbass nigga. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, his argument don't stand up, man. You know,
never answered no question.
Yeah, his argument don't stand up though. Because the thing is, the injustice. That's what I'm preaching, man. You know, it ain't really nothing else.
About.
Yeah.
We started talking about the injustice. He's making it about r.kelly.
Right. And that'd be the whole move right there, so that it could stall the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the injustice about it, but also another part that gets me is we're not even addressing the fact about the people who actually lied on the stand too, because there was quite a bit of that. I know
this, the government said that they asked Demetrius Smith, did this man have any involvement in any of this stuff with this faulty ID or any of this? No, he had no knowledge of this. But
that's one of the few things, and that's one of the few things that Demetrius Smith said that was actually true. That was because I got a little something about Demetrius Smith, bro. I shared it on a couple other platforms, and people were absolutely shocked when I brought it because you know what it is too. But when I brought up in regards to when R. Kelly was on tour, on the 12-play tour, and Demetrius Smith was supposed to be the quote unquote tour manager, and how that whole sordid ordeal came about. Talk about he called. Well, the reason why R. Kelly stopped his tour was because he contacted R. Kelly talking about Leah was in trouble, insinuating she was pregnant, and that's why he went back to Chicago.
And and if she was pregnant, how you gonna hide it? How is marrying her gonna change the fact that she pregnant? I mean, we just supposed to be stupid.
Yeah, that's number one. But number two, R. Kelly's tour stopped for one reason.
Hey, Malik.
And
I won't, Malik, big bro. We're not even saying that the man is innocent. That's the whole argument that's the understanding that we're trying to get. I want you to come back on, but I don't want you to be comparing me to somebody that you calling a dumbass nigga, because I'll never do that to you, my brother. I call you my big brother. So when you making a comparison, me comparing me to somebody that you calling a dumbass nigga, I feel like that's disrespect. I'm not gonna argue with you on the stream because we brothers, and this is how we handle situation as men.
Yeah.
Ain't no men on this stream saying that R. Kelly is innocent. But what we are saying is, if y'all gonna get him, if y'all gonna deal with him, do it in a fair way.
Yeah, but
how you bring in 45, which we just heard on the Supreme Court, how you bring in 45 uncharged, 45 witnesses when he's only being charged, well, you bring in 44 witnesses when he's only being charged for 6 people.
And the defense is only bringing in 5 witnesses of their own.
It has to be a balance when it comes to the Supreme Court. I was just playing the video. The Supreme Court tell you, it has to be a balance. When you bringing in all these uncharged acts, they say we have criminals come in these courts with a rap sheet a mile long. But that don't mean you can just go to town on their rap sheet because they got a rap sheet that's a mile long. That doesn't matter. He's only in court for what he's being charged for.
Yeah. But check it out, Vi. I gotta get up off the live stream. I gotta hit it in the morning. But
I hit it tomorrow night. Yeah, you go ahead and close out.
Yeah, but I appreciate you having me on, and Big Dave, appreciate you, man, for coming on and everything.
Yeah, man.
Definitely, we gotta do this again. Malik, what's up to you and everybody, man? Everybody, and
what's your name again?
Yeah, J-Rock.
J-Rock. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Yeah, but I definitely holler back at y'all, man. And y'all have a good night. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all have a good night.
All right, salute, my brother.
Salute.
Yeah, but Malik, and that Malik, that's my big brother. That's why I went, I felt some type of way when he said what he said, and I wasn't finna. If he was somebody else, I would have responded in a big vibe fashion. But I wasn't gonna respond that way to my big brother. Malik, get your ass back on here, man. You need to apologize to me, bro. You need to come on back on here and let's finish having our conversation because we saying the same thing. We not saying that this man is innocent or guilty. What we are saying is play foul, man.
Play foul. The way they doing it is wrong.
Play foul. The way they went about it.
It seemed like they ain't got nothing. And it seemed like like what he was saying about the feds is right. They do got such a high conviction rate. And it is because people be copping out most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Nobody gonna take these people to trial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if R. Kelly was broken, not worth nothing, he wouldn't even be a thing. He wouldn't even be a problem for them.
Right.
I like how they say, well, Bill Cosby is about to buy NBC, but that's okay. But this man can't go and try to get his masters back.
Right. Right. Because something is fueling this fire, you know what I'm saying? And, we know it's about money. And so where the money has got to be in their music some type of way, where they trying to, take it from.
Soon he got arrested before he was even charged with anything. Soon he got arrested, RCA tried to sue the man for breach of contract.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they know that he was going to be found guilty to even sue him for breach of contract?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna grant you your apology, big homie, as respected.
Oh, I told you we brothers, man. I love you like a brother. We talk all offline, online. I wouldn't finna respond because I had to catch myself and because I'm gonna give you that respect. You want to call whoever dumbass nigga, but I sound like a dumbass nigga. That's an issue with me. Okay. So out of respect, we ain't. We have way more respect for each other.
Okay, and then if I said it that way, you definitely get an apology sincerely. Never would I say you sound like a dumbass nigga. I'm going to immediately say this, and this probably be the last time I speak on this R. Kelly thing. Everybody is quick to say, or a lot of people say, these people are making these type of accusations. But where I'm from, like if one person say, "Yo, Malik tripped off the curb," oh Malik tripped off the curb, and Malik tripped off the curb. If 2 and 3 people are saying it, somewhere along the line, it has to be some kind of validity. So,
I mean, not true though.
oh, you're right, not true.
It can be true, but it can't be true. But that's just like if you live on the west side, right? And you know how most of the time people beef, right? You know, if I live on the west side, you live on the south side. I might come on your side of town and get into a fight with you. I might whoop you on your side of town. But guess what? Your side of town ain't finna go tell my people, oh yeah, he got with my boy. No, they gonna say, yeah, man, my dude did what he did. He whooped him. So I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, when it comes to likeness is your likeness mean a lot when it comes to rumors. Your personality, you as a person, who you are as a person, everything. If people love you, can't nobody say nothing wrong, bad about you. But if you got people that despise you, oh man, any little thing, whether it's true or false, they gonna run with it just because they hating because you got that 2022 Cadillac truck with 4 Giottos on it. You know, oh they no man, how that nigga doing this, how he doing that. So when it comes to, you have a lot of our people despise others low unknowingly, right? You may see people that you speak to every day that you don't even know have a grudge against you.
Okay, so with that being said, I feel sorry for all parties involved, and it's a disjustice to all parties involved because at the end of the day, at this point, whatever lie was started years ago, you got to run with and keep. Whatever disjustice happened, somebody has to either run with and keep or bite the bullet and overturn it. And just by the way of the law right now, especially behind the Roe versus Wade thing, I just don't see him having a snowball's chance on the next level in an appeal court because
I,
it's just
I,
it's just
I beg to differ. I say because of the Roe v. Wade, the direction that the court is going, that's more towards center right. You know what I mean? That he got a chance. He got a wide open chance. You know what I'm saying? If the Supreme Court, if these courts, there's a lot of judges been placed in these appellate courts too. That's center. That's not necessarily left leaning because you got a lot of judges that's like Donnelly is left leaning. So but it's been a lot of judges that's like center or right or center. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And I feel like he got a chance in the type of situations right there, especially on the Supreme Court.
Okay, so
Especially if
then
we keep Clarence Thomas up there.
I'm gonna hit you with this one, right? I'm gonna get off of here and hit me up before you go live again, Big Vibe. Check this out. A partner of mine was like, "Yo, every day for the last 15 days, a new vocabulary was added to the dictionary based upon the LGBT community. But yet, the only word that African Americans pay attention to is the N word. Now, with that being said, an average vocabulary, the average person who has a decent vocabulary has anywhere between 75 to 100 words in their repertoire. And above average vocabulary is 125 words or better. They just added 15 to 20 based on the LGBT thing, which means that the average person don't stand a snowball's chance in hell in having a decent vocabulary, which also means that we still behind the times, and all we worrying about as African Americans is the N word. In the 70s, the N word was common knowledge on any black TV show or any TV show sitcom you saw. Good Times, The Sanford and Son, All in the Family. All these people used the N word, and it didn't bother a goddamn soul until later on in
Did
life.
they use that word like that? I mean, you know, I'm not bothered by it, but did they use that word like that?
Honky and nigga was used readily on Good Time. I mean, pardon me, the Jeffersons, All in the Family, all of the Norman Lear productions, they used those words. It didn't take until the early 2000s when it became shunned upon because Dick Gregory or somebody said something about the N word. Contrary to popular belief, the N word is really not that bad because us as African Americans have been using it since the beginning of time. Yo, what up, ma? Yo, what up, ma? Yo, ma. But we use it as a term of endearment. But yet, somebody of the European descent says it, we are offended by it because we don't understand. It's not the word, it's the context to which the word is that makes it negative.
Right, and usually the most time you hear a white person say it is in one of them negative type of ways.
That's that. Now I've had I got a couple of white partners who said it. Don't bother me unless they say, "Yo, nigga, get the fuck," and then it becomes derogatory. But here's what I'm saying: at this point in our lives, if we want to stay focused and fixated on what this man did or didn't do, or we're going to continue to worry ourselves on what he's being accused of or not accused of, either we don't have things in our own lives we need corrected, or we got a lot of idle time. Because
No, I
contrary to
think you,
popular,
yeah, I think you misunderstanding completely if you make a comment like that because
I'm not,
the
I'm not,
main theme is injustice,
I'm,
Injustice.
injustice,
okay,
Just
injustice,
and I'm not,
unfairly, uh, you know, and that affects all of us because you know at any given time we could be hauled to somebody's court, especially being black for some type of reason. So we should be paying close attention to what they do in these courts and
and
standing against anything that little suspect, bro. That's all we doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now.
we
okay,
never ever
I'm
in
not,
history seen a person brought up on a charge following behind a docu-series that depict them. Do you understand they just put out a movie on June 24th? Elvis, they praised Elvis Presley. They put out a movie in theaters all over the world, theaters, and it depicted him in the movie with a young 14-year-old girlfriend.
so was Woody Allen, so was Jerry Seinfeld. It's been numerous people who've dated underage women.
But were they labeled as monsters, disgraced actors, disgraced singers? What did they have smoke screens in the background with all that bullshit music? You know, the
Wood, Wood,
emotional music.
Woody Allen went through a whole big thing. And
Man, Woody Allen adopted. He
Woody
adopted the
Allen
girl.
wound up marrying his daughter.
Right. That's a different shit right there.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is
Boy,
when you look at the situation through a broader scope, sometimes you get an even broader picture. And with this whole R. Kelly thing, we've spent too much time fixated on that. Because at the end of the day, the injustice is not so much of what happened, it's what didn't happen.
same thing with Bill Cosby. They put the man, asked the man for a deposition and promised him he would not,
Man,
nothing.
I almost don't think R. Kelly did nothing wrong, man. When I see what's going on in the court, man, you know, that's you know, you got mamas, acting like they
Nobody
the
want to address.
girl. You got people following the man around, he paying the people. Come on, man. What I'm saying. So,
Address that part.
huh?
Don't nobody want to address that part. The officers going
Yeah,
to his
man.
hotel, asking
Come
this
on,
girl
man.
about
The whole
information, showing the
yeah.
officer that she was 18 years old. The mama texting her to seduce this man, telling her don't let him lose your attention. Nobody want to address none of that part. They
Hey,
just
yeah. If you go hit that man with a Rico, make sure that's his crew right there. The mama, the daddy, the producers, all of them need to be locked up right along with him if that's gonna be the Rico. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna give you a little a quick lesson. Hey Dave, you a sports fan?
Nope.
Big Val, okay. I think Big Val, you prefer football, right?
yeah. Well,
About
football, basketball, little baseball.
about 15 years ago in Baltimore, Cal Ripken was going after Lou Gehrig's record of the most consecutive games played in Major League Baseball. It was like 2,000 and some odd games. Cal Ripken had got locked up or arrested the night before because Kevin Costner was smashing his wife on the low. He found out, he wilded out. They pushed the game back to the following day so he could make the game.
Wow.
Here's what makes this interesting. Do you know how many people know? Do you know how many people spoke about it? Do you know why it's relevant? Did you even know it happened? In life, sometimes people get a pass. Sometimes people get caught. You got to look at all situations around certain situations.
Right.
Same time JFK Jr., the same time Mike Tyson got accused of rape or got locked up for rape and arrested, JFK Jr. got accused of raping the chick in the park. But you never heard about it. See, it's always a big splash for a little ripple.
Right. And that's why I feel like with this, all this sentence and stuff, all that led up with all that going on, when nobody really making a fuss about, how you glorify Elvis Presley and crucify, a different, your different situation. It's similar but different, you know. And you have his people, but the thing with our people is our people gonna ride the hell out of you. They gonna ride you. If they don't like you, they gonna ride your ass. They gonna ride you. They gonna take you down through there. But when you talk about the other side, the other race, like even with Charlie Sheen with the HIV, you don't hit them people wouldn't they wouldn't bashing this man. This man was still working. This man was still doing the same thing he was doing.
Right. So now I'm gonna hit you with this. How many of y'all know about Pizzagate?
What's the name again?
Pizzagate.
Nah, I never heard that.
Oh, you don't know about Pizzagate?
Nah, I never heard that.
Pizzagate is the secret society to which you have a lot of rappers and politicians in. I.e., is headed by Hillary Clinton. Remember those emails that Donald Trump told you about on the
Yeah.
blackboard? That's what those emails were. It's the secret society to which they conduct and they hold child pornography and cannibalism high. I'm gonna leave you with that, and then maybe you'll look at the Robert Sylvester Kelly thing slightly different going forward. I keep telling you.
I don't think I'm gonna
No.
look at it different because I'm only looking at it from an injustice standpoint. Like I don't, a lot of the injustice is not so much of. It's just so much of what we saw. How do you deny this man? This out of probably 100 motions that was put in. You mean to tell me not no motion was good enough to get it by? but the motions to extend the trial or to extend the to extend the trial by 2 or 3 weeks, to extend the sentencing, but none of the other no other motion that was filed was even near about good enough to say, hold on, let's look into this.
Okay, you ready? You ever have a mouse in your house?
Hell yeah, mine grew up in Louisiana. We had rats.
Now, here's the one thing about mice. How do mice travel?
Through cracks.
No, but when they're in your house, how do they travel?
Shit, I never looked at it. I just saw when the light came on.
Okay. Mice travel along the baseline of your house. If you ever catch your mouse cutting across the middle of your floor, that's the mouse you're gonna catch. You know why? Because he has no guidance. He doesn't understand. Think about it. Now, Big Dave, you may know or not know, but mice travel along your baseline. That's why if you ever look and you see a mouse, the baseline are on the rat turf. Pardon me, on the mouse turf. If you see a mouse and he cut across the middle of the carpet, that's the mouse you're gonna catch. That's what happened with R. Kelly. He left the baseline. He cut across the middle of that floor. Cut across the middle of that floor.
This dude is a trip, boy.
And what you got him caught on, again, like I told you, it's a Rico. If you throw a wide enough net out, you're gonna catch something.
Hey man, we crashing the Rico. R. Kelly is gonna be the end of the Rico.
Then just with the juror questionnaire,
R. Kelly is gonna be the end of the Rico.
Well, hold on, Big Dave. If R. Kelly beat the Rico,
R. Kelly gonna be the end of the Rico.
If he beat the Rico, fifth of Gentleman Jack on me. And if he don't, Gentleman Jack on you.
Yeah, he gonna crack the Rico. We're gonna crack the Rico with R. Kelly, bro. Cause them, them people is stupid. Them people is stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if them people beat us, listen, we need to be beat. You understand what I'm saying? Cause them people is stupidly, or they think that we stupid, and they doing it right before our face. And we had a potential with the type of exposure we had to break the system. Now, it all depends on the people, because we see what they doing. Ain't nowhere in the world we should let them get away with that.
Hey, Big Rod, want to bet back?
Oh yeah, we can double. I already owe you a bottle, Jack. We can double down. Most definitely double down. I just feel like it ain't gonna even get past the juror questionnaire. With most of the jurors, the biasness in the jurors that had watched the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries, and the juror was tainted from the beginning.
Well, I was saying that.
Whole thing is whack. I can't believe anybody even talking against that man, with all that stuff going on in that courtroom, that clown show, man.
It's starting to come out more and more. You see people with their paperwork going around. Man. It's starting to come around, and more people starting to see, because you see all these like rappers and all type of people who posting this paperwork from posting these transcripts. Like, hold on, this happened.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Either way, we gonna crack a bottle, and if he get found guilty in Illinois, it's a saran wrap for him. So I'm gonna let y'all.
Well, you know what? He probably go get found guilty in Illinois, man. You got Kim Fox. Listen, you got man, come on, man. Hey, Dave, that ain't what we talking about. That's how we gonna break the system, cause they probably.
Listen to me. If he get found guilty in Illinois, my big brother taught me a word, right? Shout out to Almighty Omega Psi 5. Cute dog. He taught me a word called ossified. You know what ossified means?
Nah.
So if he get found guilty in Illinois, he's ossified, and it's over.
So he already guilty in Illinois. That's the whole thing.
That's not what we're talking about, nigga. This way we got kicked out there. Kim Fox is the one who did this.
In Illinois.
Man, come on, man.
Well,
Kim Fox is in Illinois, man.
Well,
So we
listen,
are we ain't
We
foolish to
should
think
sell
that he.
ourselves no false hope.
Yeah,
well, look,
no, man. But that's what's gonna crack the system because we all watching this whole country watching Illinois when they pull this bullshit ass move.
well, check
You know
this
what I'm
out.
saying?
If he's
So it's
found
just too
guilty,
obvious, man. You know, they really is backed into a corner. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do something stupid, everybody in the country gonna see them do this stupid ass shit. And so other than that, you gonna have to let them go. So either way, it's gonna break the system. I'm telling you,
well,
that's what's
listen.
gonna happen.
If
That's what's
y'all
gonna
saying he
happen.
found, if y'all saying he found guilty in Illinois, I'm gonna go ahead and take my my victory lap right now, striking up the band, Frank
Man,
Sinatra.
we already
I did
know.
it my way, and look, I'm gonna, I'm gonna leave y'all with some false hope because hopefully he ain't found guilty. But if that ass is found guilty again,
It ain't even false hope, man. You got a woman come out and say they weren't even investigating this man until a docu series came out. The
well,
woman put out a helpline for people to call if anybody has been a victim of the man, and when people was calling, they weren't saying nothing negative about him, so they got rid of it. You know what
well,
I'm saying? I can't do this. You let a man bring you a tape that he took the tape to CNN first, then brought it to you, and then he get locked up. Then they say, "Well, I can't wait to see those emails and text messages between her and Michael Avenatti." I'm not finna sit here and say that's just
My
like
God,
in New
nah.
York. Do you think I felt? Do you think I would have been a damn fool to say after watching how these people were moving and operating to say this man wasn't finna get found guilty? To say
well,
he wasn't finna, now he did get a lesser sentence than what I thought, but it's nothing that the government has done, the feds or whatever has done to make me feel like this man stand a chance because this has to happen.
so do you think he
Exactly.
was gonna get life?
It has to happen.
I don't know what he
Did
gonna
you think
listen.
he was gonna get life, Big Val?
Huh?
Did you think he was gonna get life?
I don't think he's gonna get life. It would have been life 50, 60 years. I mean, because look what they was reaching for. They
Well,
wanted to up the charges. They wanted to push up the sentencing guideline on every charge.
it was the upper room. Look,
Yeah.
hey, I appreciate. Hey, Dave, look, I really do, because the one thing about this whole thing is everybody is entitled to their version and opinion, and I love that. And again,
Right.
Big Dog, I never meant to say anything disrespectful because I don't roll like that. So what I'm gonna say is this: I'm gonna mull it over in my head, and like they say in Night Court, we're gonna take a short recess. I'm gonna come back and give you my decision. But as I stand here, I don't see your man standing a snowball chance in hell of beating in 30 years. He's not gonna overturn it or none of that. Because again, the one thing about the Fed, either your money long.
Hey, you know what? I want to say this, Big Brad. This is how I started listening to you, Big Brad. One day I caught your channel and you said they thought they forgot about God or something like that.
Hey,
Uh, uh,
God is present, man.
yeah, the government forgot about God. Now it's like that's what happens, Joe. And see, that's what R. Kelly got on the side, brother. You know, I don't even mean to get into the spiritual thing about it, but the government seem to represent evil forces, if you ask me, because they allow all type of stuff to go on. Let's think about how long they be watching people, right? They allow murders to go on for a long time. They be knowing about them. They don't go in. They don't grab because they want the bigger fish. They allow drugs to be sold for a long period of time, damaging lives. They don't care just as long as they get the big fish. So, it's, they allow all type of stuff to go on. You know what I'm saying? They allow killers to get away to get somebody they want. So there's nothing about them that seem to be right or
It
righteous.
was built
You,
on crookedness, man.
you know what I'm saying? So listen, so God got to be on R. Kelly's side. There's got to be what this fight is, a good versus evil type fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah,
so big
even though R. Kelly might be guilty or whatever, You know what I'm saying? God saying no, he not guilty, he innocent because of how y'all system we bred in this country. You know what I'm saying? They raised this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It paid us to sing like that and to be like that and influence that, and then to turn around and try to convict us for what they produce. God saying he not guilty for that, man. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So that's the spiritual side to that. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna say this. With that being said, I, I don't do religion and politics. So, hey, gentlemen, this has been great. You, Big Dave, you won on this one because I don't have a rebuttal, and I usually got
Mhm.
to come back. Until next time, Big Rob, Big Dave, listen.
Oh yeah, we gonna come on here. This is what we have to do, man.
Look,
We gonna have to come on here and chop it up like men and have conversations like men.
just
You know
let
what
me
I'm saying?
know. And it's, hey, brothers, it's always a pleasure. And y'all have a great evening. Salute to everybody in the chat. And Walter, I'm gone, man. Y'all be easy, brothers.
So
Yeah,
look,
that's salute. That's one to end it on right there.
well, definitely, man. So we've been on here, shit. I don't even know how long we've been
Yeah,
on here
like
almost 3 hours. You
that
know,
3
and like
hours.
I
Yeah.
say, I'm not. I hope for the worst. You know, I hope for the worst.
Mhm.
If the best gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'd rather hope for the worst.
I look for the worst. I hope for the best, as they say.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
hope. Yeah,
I hope we don't have to go through everything that he got to go through. But hey, man, listen, man, the system is shitty. So you know
most
what
definitely.
to expect. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
corruption is so. And they hit
man,
it with that docu series.
man.
They put the docu series in front of the corruption, so that people will be more focused on the character of the person
Mm-hmm.
and what's actually going on. So when
Mm-hmm.
they started moving, people are started looking at this docu series. In the government, they moving behind this docu series, so people are more focused on the acts that are being talked about, the things that are being talked about. People are no longer watching how the dominoes are being laid down. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a 6 on a 5. Only a 5 can go on a 5. Only a 6 can go on a 6.
Mm-hmm.
But people not seeing the mismatched pieces throughout this domino table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
they don't.
needs all the dominoes to lay down. Like I said earlier, the way that God works is he's gonna allow you to show his hand before he make his move. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
show your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that Kels is going through is meant for him to go through. That's just like you, Dave. That's just like me. Everything that I'm going through and everything that I'm gonna go through is meant for me to go through. I can't dodge it. But who's to say? Who am I to say it's meant for me to stay in that place?
Right.
I might have to hit piss pole rock bottom and think. But see, and a lot of people don't look at things like that in life. When you say you believe in God, when you say that you got your faith in God, and God is where your strength comes from, this, that, and the third, God will test you to see if
Mm-hmm.
you really about what you be talking about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people when they get down and out, they blame God. How could you
Yeah.
let this happen to me? How could this happen to me out of all people? They stop
Yeah.
believing in God. But see,
Right.
God will test your faith to see if you really believe in what you really saying.
Right. Right. He gonna test it.
He gonna test your faith.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
When
it's actually a scripture, right, in Daniel that said, "Many shall fall that they should be tried," right? Like
right,
but they're gonna come through. But they got to be tried. Your faith
God to
got to
be
be
tried.
tried. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
can't
So
bring you with
you
me.
ain't got no faith. You ain't got no faith if it ain't tried. If you ain't had no trials, you ain't got no faith. And the bigger your trial, the greater the faith that comes through that. You know what I'm saying? So
Ain't
that's
so
why I
much
say,
trial and tribulation. You
Huh?
you can't go and tell. I can't tell you how to get over something that I ain't been through.
Right.
You know, that don't work.
Right.
You know, I want to know if you battle tested. El Chico, I only have this account. If why would I take a army of soldiers with me and ain't none of these people battle tested, they ain't never heard a gunshot or nothing.
Or nothing.
I'm ready finna get killed. Soon they hear a gunshot, they on the ground and we supposed to be at war.
Right. Right.
So
Absolutely.
what Kels is going through is meant for him to go through. And that's what people have to understand. Each and every one of us as an individual, we go through what's meant for us to go through. And if you say you believe the way that you say you believe, God gonna test your belief.
That was sure gonna test you.
People gotta stop. What our people do though, brother Dave, when they short on something, man, that's when they want to go ask God for help. When they sick, they want to go ask God for help. When they ain't got no food, they want to go ask God for help. When their lights off, they want to go ask God for help. You know, but when they get them income taxes, God ain't even thought about.
Well, you know, it's okay with God though, because that, you know, when you get sick, right? If that's how, you know, you get your attention, you know.
You don't
so
pray for
it's
help.
Okay.
You don't pray for help once you get sick. Snoring.
Call Ray.
Ray. Okay. Who? Okay. Yeah, you can't pray for help once you sick. That's too late. You gotta cover yourself already in prayer every day. So when you get in trouble, you already be covered by that prayer. People wait till they get in trouble to start praying and be like, it ain't coming yet. It ain't gonna come. No time
it ain't gonna.
soon.
Yeah. No, it ain't gonna come right there. Yeah. You gotta have, like you say. But you know, it's okay though. If you come to that point and you still breathing and you got a moment of clarity because of the pain that you're suffering, the situation you're in, that's the right time to listen, you know, and then just keep on listening from that standpoint on. So, you know, he'd be using those situations to bring you back to the fold or whatever, you know. So, and that's what he's doing with R.Kelly and those who are fighting for him. You know, he also preparing them because they're gonna be fighting for other people too. You know, so and I mean, you know, learning how to report on it, learning how to bring the facts together, learning how to just to stay away from your opinion more so as the, you know, as it, you know, I know you are of opinion though, but there are some who just deal with the facts plus their opinion or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's teaching them all how to do what they doing. So, I mean, the whole thing is really, man, I believe playing into a greater picture, you know. So, you know what I mean? So, and yeah, so.
Yeah, I tell you, man, he gotta isolate you so you can see everybody that's around you for who they really are. You know, and once he clean that house, what they call it, they say, what that song say, you better get your house in order because he's coming around again. But he didn't say when.
He didn't say when.
But you need to be ready when he come, not when he get there.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
That is the truth.
That's just like our mom used to tell us, this house better be clean before I get home from work. Well, was sitting in the window waiting on the car to pull up in the yard, everybody running, trying to put stuff.
Well, hurry up and clean up.
Yeah. That's too late. She gonna know y'all did this.
Yeah, that's too late. Yeah, man, we definitely got to be ready because it's always up and it's stuck, you know, because man, it seems like evil is really coming full force, you know, all angles, you know. So I just say I recommend, you know, if you're a Jesus person, you know, man, stay in your word, stay prayed up, and watch and pray. That's what is required of us to do.
Already, man. So we had a good live tonight, man. And then y'all heard it from me. Y'all heard it from my brother David. Y'all heard it from my bro Malik. Y'all heard it from my bro J Rock. It really turned out to be real interesting for the most part. And we showing the people this as men, we can get on a platform and have a conversation without arguing. We can agree to disagree, and that's what it's about. And this is the more conversations like this has to be had. But the most important thing I want people to take from this conversation that we had tonight on the later part of the conversation is we here for injustice. We not here for no one to come clean or admit to this or this, that, and the third. We are here fighting on the behalf of the injustice and foul treatment as a person, as a human. We want our human rights to be understood and not trampled over. Respect me as a human, God-given right. So we're going to continue to fight for injustice. We're going to continue to bring awareness to as far as what we know. We're going to continue to talk about the corruption. I was happy to see my big bro David on here. And I might be the youngest in the camp, but guess what, man? I'm willing to go head first in what I believe in, because this don't just affect one person.
Right.
This affects generations to come.
Absolutely, man.
And all of our people should be outraged. But at the same time, it was our own people that got Fred Hampton killed. It was our own people that got Malcolm. It was our own people that got Martin. So what that tell you? One thing we have yet to do as a race, as a culture, is unify. Since we've been on this planet, only thing we came together to do was work and field. Let that sink in. Only time we was on one accord when we picked cotton for the other man. Until we see the power that we have, the power is in the unity. If we come together as one, we would change the way they even look at America. But as long as we can bash each other, tear each other down, it's okay, lock him up because I don't like him. It's okay, beat her up because I don't like her. As long as we keep turning the blind eye, guess what? They're going to keep on driving. Stuff like this injustice down our throat each and every time. So, to the people, united we stand, divided we fall. We've been falling for quite some time.
Time to come up.
For us to stand up, man. It's time to stand for something or fall for anything. Big bro David, I salute you for coming on.
Salute, my man. Do your thing, man. Thank you. All right, I'm hollering.
Already. To my chat, everybody in my chat, thank y'all for coming over. Thank y'all for supporting, sipping. Thank you so much. Miss Lady T, everybody. Elvira, everybody. Ashley, Crystal, everybody. J. It's everybody that came over and participated today and enjoyed the live stream. I appreciate y'all for coming over and taking part. Hope y'all felt like family. I hope y'all feel engaged when y'all come over here. Let's continue to like. Let's continue to comment. Let's continue to share the live. Let's continue to share the live. We at 945 subscribers right now. I need to get 55 more subscribers by August the 1st. With the power of my team, with the power of the support that I have over here, I know that we can get 55 more subscribers over here by August the 1st. So, with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. Coming in or going out. Make sure you hit that subscription. And y'all be blessed and have a good night. Everybody, work tomorrow. Back to the regular schedule. Back to the regular scheduled program tomorrow. So y'all don't go to work too sleepy. Don't go to work too drunk. You know. Make sure y'all be prepared, man. I salute each and every one of y'all. I stand and I will stand for each and every one of y'all that support me as well. With that being said, I'm out. Good night.